Hey everybody, welcome. Thank you for tuning in. Today in this video, I want to offer another quick tip for those of you using your smartphones to capture video for your video production, especially if you're planning to do editing with it afterward and mixing it with other footage for your business-oriented or personal videos. The one thing to be aware of is that these days, with some of the latest versions of photo editing software, if you're going to be bringing in video content that's captured in HDR and trying to mix it with other stuff or that's non-HDR, and then if you're editing in an environment on your monitor specifically that's not HDR, you're going to have some issues. The best thing to do is to now capture your videos from your smartphone and make sure that you don't have HDR engaged. This is important, especially if you have some of the latest smartphones like the iPhone 12 and iPhone 13, and I believe some of the Android phones, because HDR will be enabled by default. I strongly encourage you, unless you're doing a full-on like end-to-end HDR production and you really know what you're doing, simplest thing to do is just go to your camera settings and turn that off. So I'm going to demonstrate that for you right now on the iPhone. So I'm just looking down here at my iPhone. And basically all you have to do to turn off HDR is to go into the settings, scroll down to camera, and then where it says record video, you want to tap on that, and then scroll down the screen a little bit, and then you'll see that in the settings that I have here, HDR video is actually engaged. You should have that turned off. Beware that I believe for iPhones out of the box, HDR video is actually selected by default. The other thing while we're here is to look at the recording resolutions. I have it set to 4K 24 frames per second because that's what I always use. By default, iPhones I think will have it set to 1080p 30. I actually suggest doing 4K 24 even if you're doing an HD production, because you could always downscale it to HD. And as I explained in the previous video, it's actually better to record at 4K and then down convert rather than to record HD straight out of the camera. So those are the settings that you would make on your camera, and that's about it. So basically, if you've got a newer camera, go into the settings, make sure HDR is not selected. That'll make your life easier if you're going to be doing editing in Final Cut Pro or Premiere Pro, which is what I use, or DaVinci Resolve, to make sure that everything is in a consistent environment for you to do your editing. The only reason to capture HDR really is if you're going to be sharing on your iPhone screens or other screens that support HDR, or if you want to share on YouTube, like if you're doing a full-on end-to-end HDR production. Otherwise, it's probably better in most cases just to not record it in HDR. It'll make your life easier in most cases. So that's all for now. Take care. Talk to you soon.